We are now live for our
Hello, yes.
hello everyone. Jess Claire here with Jay Pandya. I wasn't on last week. You got Jay on his own. I hear it was sensational, Jay.
It was amazing.
It was. So we're back today because it feels like this topic of product market fit is something that we could talk about in a lot more depth. And when I asked you about this like product market fit, I think we started off saying, is it a fallacy? And you came to no, let's actually explore whether it's an illusion because people talk about this. Hello, Jason. Um, if you are jumping on, please do say hello. If you have a question, if you want to add something to this discussion, we would love to incorporate that. So please do. But product market fit an illusion, Jay.
From
What do you
market
think?
for a lot of founders of tech companies, product market fit may feel like an illusion. It's like something that they are chasing, and no literature, no book will pinpoint and define that you can tick that off. So for a lot of founders, while the concept is well understood, but it can feel like that. What have you come across in your work with our clients and many of our founders when we talk about product market fit? What do you think?
Well, I said this to you. I said to you, I don't even think product market fit exists, particularly the growing world of coaches and the growing world of consultancy that I work with every day. I don't think their product market fit exists there. I think they grow a market because if you're a coach or a consultant, you almost have to go out there and actually tell people how you're going to service them. They don't know straight away. It's not easy to be able to go, oh, I've got this product, I'm a coach, and people go, oh, okay, I need a coach. No one is really like that, or very few people are like that. So they have to work their brains to the bone, trying to go, what is it I do? What is my product? How do I service it? All of that, and only then they can grow this market and demonstrate to people what they do. So, I mean, I'm talking from a coaching perspective right now, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, okay, I understand. So I'm not talking from a coaching or consulting perspective. I'm talking from the perspective of a digital platform as a product, whether it's a software as a service business or a digital marketplace business. I'm talking from that perspective, right? I don't know if I can make a lot of comment from a coaching perspective, even if I have some opinion on it. I think it's more of yeah, the product market fit, even just if you think about the industry dialogue of product market fit, it's not it's much more prevalent. The terminology is much probably more known, and people recognize it in a tech startup, in a tech company world, compared to a outside of the that world in what might be considered as a normal business. I mean, before you started working together with me in this context of our business, MVP and Zingify, how familiar were you with the term product market fit? I would invite people to come, and especially if you are not in a tech company, people have people even heard about product market fit? I don't know.
Well, no,
Term
that's a good point.
is a
Yeah,
term.
that is a good point. It wasn't until I did get into the business and building products that it became very important around product market fit because
Yeah,
I'd always worked in big corporates where it was there. It's obvious product market fit is there when you have 15,000 employees and you've got $1 billion of revenue. So that's a
that.
good sign that product market fit exists,
Oh,
right?
otherwise you never get there.
That's right. But how do you build something to that? Right?
Yeah.
So but so there's this, I don't know, maybe, and you can answer this. There seems to be the illusion is that one day I'm going to say or do something and something's going to click and 100,000 customers just go poof out of nowhere and I've made it to product market fit. Does that happen?
I don't know about coaching and consulting business because no coach or consultant I know can actually service 100,000 customers. Okay, even the best of the best, you see Tony Robbins from the $5 billion empire that he has built. So I'm not going to speak from that context. I'm going to speak from the context of, I think, the whole quest of a product market fit for any business owners or any entrepreneur building a platform company like a software driven business. It's much more familiar, the term is understood, but even in that conversational domain, even in that part of the industry, I think while people pretend they know and they talk about product market fit, you can't pinpoint it, and that's why it can feel like an illusion. At best, you might find, oh, this company has achieved its product market fit. So let's take an example of Canva. Jess, do you think Canva has a product market fit? Of course it does. But how do you measure it? Everyone uses Canva, right? But there was a time when Canva was new as a design platform, right? Not many people knew about it, what to do with Canva and how can you use it. Some people did. And so journey of technology driven, digital product driven startup, SaaS platform, or a digital marketplace platform, you launch something, right? You have an idea. What if there was a software? What if there was an app that did this? And you go and validate your idea. You design a prototype, you validate it further, you even do your first MVP, launch something in a market. Now your journey, your quest for a product market fit discovery commences. And that's where, if you are a founder of those kind of companies, you built a platform, you built an app, you built a SaaS product, you built a digital marketplace product, and now you could even be in revenue, you could even potentially be making profit. I highly doubt that you could be profitable before finding your product market fit, but everyone talks about being on this journey of your discovering the product market fit. Investors ask you, have you find your product market fit? Potential employees ask you that question in the industry. And at that time, for a founder, it can feel like, I'm chasing this thing called product market fit. I can't really put my hands on it. How haven't you had the conversation, Jess, with many of the clients who are founders? What can they say about product market fit? As a product manager, what can you tick? Are there boxes that we can give you that you can tick these boxes, you found your product market fit?
Well, sort of. People start buying your subscription, or people start buying your app, or you get app downloads,
Yes.
and you're on the search for these kind of markers that we're onto something. But generally, my experience is of a founder is that the vision is that the moment I launch the first version of this app, it's just going to go viral.
Kaboom.
And it's going to go boom. And then I notice myself as a product manager feeling that energy, noticing how much is being invested in time and financially, and saying to myself, how do I language to this person that this is a big journey, that this is a 10-year journey? How do I have them stay engaged and understand it's going to be worth it at the end? But yeah, it's not like you put out that app and boom, it's like you put out that app and the market tells you what you're not doing very, very clearly.
Well, or mostly nothing happens.
Yeah, that's it. Market's like, yeah, well done. Thanks. Well, you don't hear anything. It's crickets.
Or it's interesting. People download your app, tell you it's interesting, well done, and then 5 minutes later, they've deleted it, or they don't know what to do with it.
Yes. So this is very interesting what you said. This is why I go back to, it's not just coaching and consulting. You're growing your market.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Because you have to get out there in some way and work out what your market is, how best to talk to them about the app, how to message it so it talks to them, how to find that audience through words and ads, how to organically go out and share your story and why you've created this app, and somehow merge this vision that you have with people's minds so that your vision is connected to the minds of others.
I don't know. I can't even comment on that because I just don't even think how you think. I don't
Okay.
even know what to say, Jess, to that, right? So let me try and talk normally. What I would say normally, right, in a business terms, is product market fit an illusion? No, it's not. Can it feel that way? Yes, it may feel that way, right? So, and maybe you can interpret this in your own language for how you talk about it. But how I say it is, because every founder, every entrepreneur has to confront this question in a platform, in a tech world. Okay. And so, the simplest way I explain and I try to explain to someone is product market fit. The name says product market fit, right? So, is your product solving a problem? Your marketing, your messaging, your narrative is there, your pricing is there, and the user experience and the cohort, your target market in which you are promoting your product with the whatever marketing message you are using to promote your product, backed by the price that you are using. There is a bunch of iterations that needs to occur. So you are iterating your product, you're iterating your promotion, your marketing message, you're iterating your pricing. And there are three types of iterations happening. In marketing, you would call this A/B testing. In a product development, agile development, you'll call iterative development. And you are literally messaging that, right? And at some point, you get that click. You used the word click before, where your product, the features and functions of the product, what you are delivering, your marketing message to promote it, your target audience, and a price. All this comes together. When the price is right, target audience is right, your marketing, your promotion message, works for your target audience, your pricing works for the target audience, and your product, the features and functions to solve the problem or create the opportunity, all of that comes together, it works. And that's how probably the best way to understand that it's not an illusion. These four elements actually work together, and that's when you can say there is a product market fit, right? And so how do you got there? Well, that's where you end up in this world of opinions, this vast literature, so many different expressions, so many different thinking of, did you get to product market fit and what's important? I explain it in a very simple way. I go, it's a product iterations, features and functions of your product, your target audience, your niche, your target market, your marketing message to engage the target market, and your price proposition. These four things needs to come together. It's like if I was making a curry, Indian curry, then there are certain ingredients that needs to come together for it to be, it's good. And from good to great, it needs to, anyone can make curry. What's a good curry is when certain ingredients need to come together. So in a product market fit for a tech startup, for a platform company, it's your product, your features and functions, your target market, who you are solving it for, your marketing message, your promotional and engagement message, and your pricing. These things, four ingredients, needs to come together for you to even have a shot at product market fit. And then something happens. What is this something? Your sales, your downloads, your signups, your revenue, those business metrics will actually show that those four ingredients are working.
So
So how do
you,
you measure it? Yeah.
well, you mentioned four ingredients then. I'm just going to say it again. So the
Yeah.
four ingredients you said
Yeah.
was, say it again.
Your
You said it
product,
was,
features and
yep,
functions of your product.
features and functions.
Yeah. Number
Yep,
two, your cohort, your target market, right?
yep.
Number three is your marketing message, your promotional message
Yep.
to engage your target audience. And number four is your pricing.
Right. So you said all of those just then. I'm going to introduce one other thing to you, because
Okay.
this is the thing that I think is one of the most challenging things that exists right now for people.
Uh-huh.
You could have the best features and functions, the best price. You could have a great marketing message, like all of that. But if people do not trust you, they won't buy from you.
Of course.
So I think there's elements now these days that are on top of that to get product market fit. That may have been what it is years ago. If you had fancy marketing, good messaging, good product, you could get growth quite quickly. These days, prove to me you're not another scammer. Prove to me you're going to deliver. Prove there's a level of trust, I think, that is required now that wasn't required 50 years ago.
Well, let's break down the trust element. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is, you say trust you, right? When
Yeah.
people say trust you, who is this you that they are trusting? Because for a tech product or a platform, there is no, and yes, for a startup, early days customers buy into the founder's vision. But that trust you component is part of the brand, part of the marketing message, part of the user experience, right? Like, are you asking for my credit card as I sign up? Like, and what are you gonna do with my credit card? Did you charge me regardless of your policy? All of trust to me is
Yeah.
your brand. People have a relationship with the brand, and for most startups, new tech companies, they don't have a brand to back.
Mm.
So who becomes the brand? What do customer, in the absence of a brand, what are people trusting? Because you can trust a brand or not trust a brand. But what
Mm.
are people trusting, right? People are trusting the core founder.
Yeah.
That's number one, right? People are
Yep.
trusting the people. Most people don't read the policies, terms and conditions, but some do. I do, right? And many times your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, your user experience, your pricing, your marketing message can create that trust or break that trust. So for me, that trust ingredient that you say, I don't think it's a fifth ingredient. I think trust has to be embedded into the four of those core ingredients: your product, your pricing, your marketing message, and your cohort target market. All of those needs to have the trust embedded in it. If your pricing seems completely out of proportionate, then how do you trust the company who is coming up with a pricing that seems ridiculous? How do you trust a company that's delivering your product that does not do what it says it does?
Mm.
So to me, the trust is just a vital foundation. It's like the air that you breathe.
It's interesting that you say it's included, right? Because for me, the difference in the work before you've built that trust and that momentum is vastly different. And I think you've heard me talk about 0 to 100 versus
Yeah.
100 to 1 million.
Yes.
To get 0 to 100 is a different sort of work to build trust. Like you said, it's co-founder. The co-founder has to build it. They have the vision. So when I was talking before and you're like, I don't know what you're even talking about. Okay. It's like for me,
Yeah,
0 to
Greg is
100.
saying, yeah,
Yeah.
Greg
Yeah,
said,
trust with the person you're dealing with. That's right. So
yeah,
0 to 100. I've just built an app and I need to get it from 0 to 100,000 in revenue, recurring revenue per year, right? So that's what I call stage 1. If we go stage 1 is 0 to 100,000 K in recurring revenue, the actual work required to do that is vastly different than when you've got an established base, established recurring revenue, proof in people's results, proof in the difference it makes. You've gathered feedback, you've built that back into the product. Now we can scale those results.
and most startups, most platform companies die in that 0 to 100,000.
That's right. And that's the hardest part. That's found energy is on highly required.
Founder, I think, yes, well, founder energy, founder resilience,
Mm.
willingness to be ridiculed, willingness to fail, willingness to go back, launch something. There is almost a rule in a startup world that most founders struggle with.
Mm.
That if you are trying to, you should launch something that you are embarrassed by, right? Most founders don't, especially mature age, right? Younger founders got no problem with that philosophy. But I come across founders in their 30s and 40s or 50s, I call it, let's say, mature age. They really struggle with, because they've done the work, they've built the credibility, they've built the network. People trust them. Whereas founders in the early 20s got nothing to lose, right? They're just experimenting, playing around, just trying things out.
Mm-hmm.
But founders in that 40s and 50s, they have 25, 30 years of career, network. They have built a reputation and a brand. And and if they are like, they want to get it perfect, they want to get their product perfect. So they leave out the launch too late
Mm-hmm.
because they're seeking perfection.
Yeah.
Uh, that's almost criminal in agile startup world, because you never discover, you just don't discover, you spend too much money trying to discover that perfection that does not exist. Perfection is an illusion rather than a product market fit. And the only way I think you can find your product market fit is by launching, testing something, see what your customers are saying, what your users are saying, what price response they have. Will my people are worried about, will that break trust?
Yeah.
If I launch a crap product that doesn't do everything that market wants, that's not a product of my vision. Is the marketing right? Does that video, that graphics, that quote on that word on the website, is it perfect? That's the struggle. And so you and the journey is iterate, not get it. You're not never gonna get that perfection. It's going through that journey is what demands courage. It's what demands resilience. Um, is what and it's what creates trust, I think, rather than destroys trust.
I would agree. I mean, we've been through this ourselves, more you than me, really, with the product that you founded and that, you've built. And I even struggle with it. And I think you once said to me, I think the words you said were, um, as a founder of a tech product, there is really one skill that you need to master. And it's not what you think. It's actually the experience of being embarrassed and being okay with that over and over and over and over. And you've even said sometimes you've gotten feedback from customers on our product and things that have happened in the development. And your words were, I just want to be sucked up into the earth and never be seen again. I'm so embarrassed.
That's
Right?
right.
I'm like, it's
Yes,
true. And yet people try to avoid that by marketing better, by spending millions more dollars on product development, by it's like without really testing it. When you cannot really get the kind of feedback and build at the velocity without putting it out there, getting the feedback, getting embarrassed, but you have the best information at that point to enhance it
yeah.
because
Greg just made a comment, right? Thank you, Greg. You need to prove you're improving things through your actions.
yeah,
It's so true. What Greg said is so true. You really need to prove that you are listening and you're taking actions. You listen to your customer, you're taking actions, and you're improving. And so your next release is reflection of listening and taking those actions and making things better. But what this is what I have found, Greg and Jess, in this whole quest for a product market fit for our platform, right? Zingify, and that's a personal experience. We used to call it Master Dojo. We now branded it as Zingify. When we started, we had this 45, we tested, we had this $45,000 product that when the product did not exist, we were selling it for $45,000. Then we made a couple of sales and we were like, wow, this is cool, right? And then we use that money to develop the product. So we knew, okay, well, the marketing and a customer, they're a proof point. The couple of people bought it, and now that gave us the funding to actually develop the product. When we developed the product, we were looking for the third customer, and no one was buying it at that price. So we refined the price
Mm.
to a different proposition. Then we made few more sales, right? Yeah, Greg says that builds trust, right? So we did that. So we had no product. We sold it for 45K. Then once we developed the product, we were like, we should be able to do more of this at 45K, and none worked. No, there was no third customer. So we refined the price, changed the marketing, and got few more sales. And like, okay, this is working. Now let's try and do more of that, and fall flat on your face because people's expectations of the features and products, it's not doing that, it's not doing that. And the comparison started, right, as we started to grow to more customers. And then we ended up with $99 product or $999 product that was easy to sell because lower price point. Okay. But then customers who bought it kept complaining about the product, right? And then we had to kind of discover, okay, well, it didn't sell at 45K, it didn't 99, it's selling, but they're not using it, and they're complaining about it. Well, when they're complaining about the product, and we really got down, dig deep, there was nothing wrong with the product. It's just their lack of marketing and sales maturity was what was contributing to they not getting the results. So then there was a learning called, oh, our product is better fit for someone who understands and have a good marketing and a sales and a content strategy, and who has maturity in a business. Uh, and now we have customers who complain when the product is given for $99, but then we have customers who spend $200,000 with us and appreciate deeply the thought that's gone into the product. So
Yeah.
then it's been a journey of what is the cohort, what is the, it's,
Mm.
where are we playing, is we I thought we started and it's been 5 years in making to get to that point. Is there anything wrong with the product? Is it wrong with the pricing, wrong with the marketing message? How do we engage, how do we support, how do customer realize the value? All of these, and I comes down to those four components. There has always been a lot of trust on a foundation of all those four ingredients because I have been personally involved.
Mm.
However, and people bought it because of me as a jive factor, and their trust and a relationship with me and credibility that I've had through my engagement with them. But it is still a journey, and iterate, iterate, iterate. Would I say we have cracked product market fit in our platform? No.
No.
It's different data points. It's just
Mm.
different data points of, okay, well, we have sold the product, we've given it for free, we have tried that to a cohort. We have tried $99, or we have tried $9.99 different marketing campaigns. We also have a customers who is actually deeply appreciative and happy with spending $200,000 and what they're getting from the product, right? So now you have all these different data points of customers using the product and different price point and different marketing. See, what happens now is what can you scale?
Mm.
Are you, as a startup, as a product, as a SaaS platform company, are you scaling? And it's that journey. I've said no one can tell you how long it's going to take. No one can tell you there is a formula for it. But when it happens, referrals start to occur. Uh, More customers are buying. Your outbound starts to work. Your inbound marketing starts to be effective and produce results. Your conversion rate matrix starts to, scale up. So there's no formula to get to product market fit, I think, other than iterate, iterate, iterate. And when it does, when the click happens, your traditional business metrics starts to look good,
Yeah.
starts to be consistent and reliable. Now translate that into what you were saying. I don't know how to translate it in a coaching consulting context, but that's a tech platform, tech startup context. When it happens, your traditional business metrics will speak to it.
Well, I think I want to sum this up because we are going to have to end this. I've got to move to my next meeting. But just to sum up what you're saying, there really is no way to go from 0 to 100 without that iterative listening, getting into the product, trying out different things, experimenting, testing it with different customers, taking their feedback, actually documenting that when I give it, like you said, when I sell it at $99, I actually get more complaints. But interestingly, when we sell to enterprise customers, they value it because they understand business. It's like you actually are iterating in such a way that you are becoming clear who this is for. You are becoming clear what your product is and who's best to buy it, the price point. You as a founder, you go click. And when you as a founder go click, it sounds like then it all reflects in everything you do.
Possibly, right? But
Possibly.
that journey
Mm.
is what tests the resilience of a
Yeah,
founder. As
absolutely.
what Greg is saying, there's a delay in my post. Yes, I'm sure there would be, Greg. I mean, there's listening builds trust. Yes, not selling a product that is untested. Sure, but I think selling a product is a vital piece in the journey.
Mm.
uh, yes, you can do X level of engineering testing, but selling a product itself is a test, I think, isn't it? Because if you don't sell a product, who is buying it at what price point, and what your marketing message is attracting, who your marketing message is attracting. Like in our scenario, we ended up having a customer who comes from an industry we did not think in our wildest imagination, but the features and a marketing message attracted that industry, like agricultural machinery manufacturing industry. I did not build a product for that industry at all. In fact, I did not have the vocabulary for that industry, but
Mm.
they bought it, and they have been a loyal customer with the highest level of retention and the lifetime value. We didn't build a product for that, but some marketing message and the features attracted that type of customer.
Yeah.
So I think
And
we got to sell it, and selling is a part of testing it.
I'm going to bring it to a close now because I have to go to another meeting. It's actually my fault. Okay. But I think it's important to say, because I do know that journey, that you had the people, the expertise to deliver. So whilst that product may not have existed, it's not like you couldn't deliver. And what builds trust is delivery on promises as well.
Yes,
So you
yes,
could do that, and you knew you were going to do that, which is what we did. So
absolutely.
anyway,
Thank
this
you,
has been
Greg. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks,
yeah,
Greg, for participating and joining in. Would love to have you
yeah.
here. Please
No,
keep
that's
comments on
great.
what you're learning, and something that we can speak to. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who tuned in and didn't listen, who's going to listen later. All those people, would love your comments, would love your thoughts. If you have any ideas and something that you'd like us to cover, MVP, we are a company that builds platforms, marketplace platforms, SaaS platforms. We work with small to medium enterprise, and we turn basically people's service businesses into platforms and marketplace platforms. So if you do have anything you'd like to discuss, if there is anything you're interested in, please do make a comment, ask us a question. We would love to share everything that we know, especially Jay, the wealth of knowledge that Jay has. And I'm going to continue to say this so I can put it in a meme or some sort of video later. Jay will be like the Elon Musk in the next 20 years, but you heard it here first.
Oh my God.
I need video footage. I need video footage. Anyway, until next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. See you next Tuesday. Bye.